The man who would be king. There is a king, right? We know that because everybody's telling us that. What's it? Is Friday or is it Saturday? It's not a king day.
Yeah, Saturday is not a king day.
Okay, Saturday is not a king day.
No King's Day.
No King's Day.
Yeah.
This guy would love to be the king.
Ask everyone.
Okay.
Take time. Reflect on this perilous moment. A president who wants to be bound by no law or constitution, perpetuating a unified assault on American traditions. This is a president who in just over 140 days has fired government watchdogs that could hold him accountable for corruption and fraud. He's declared a war on culture, on history, on science, on knowledge itself. Databases, quite literally, are vanishing. He's delegitimizing news organizations, and he's assaulting the First Amendment.
Now, enough about that. Let's talk more about my presidential run, because that's basically what he did last night. He launched his presidential run while an area of a city. Now, for those of you guys who, the joking aside, most people have no idea how big LA County is. LA County is 13.5 to 14 million people. 40 states are smaller than, as far as population size, LA County. That's how big LA County is. So it's a small area, but you still should have took care of this. This is a you problem. And you go, and while everything's happening, every once in a while you throw in, oh yeah, by the way, don't blow stuff up or throw Molotov cocktails. Now enough about that. And think about this. The people that are out there marching, that are out there who are upset about ICE, the people that are here illegally, and some of them whose family members are here illegally, they may be here legally, or they may have been born here, but their family members are here illegally. They're out there concerned and scared. Any human being would be. The people that are causing hell and havoc, they're not. They don't even care. It's a business to them. They're like, all right, Jill, tomorrow you're marching in the Pride Parade. So after today, make sure you paint your hair pink and purple and green and get over there. Timmy, you're going to be marching for Palestine on Friday, and then we're all going to get together for the No Kings in the World BS parade. I mean, that's what these people are, professional agitators and clowns. This guy launched his, let's do this. I'm the man. I'm coming for you. I'm going to be the... It had this entire little speech he gave last night had virtually nothing to do with the fact that your city, the biggest city you have, is having issues. And your thing is Donald Trump's a meanie. And he was mean to Harvard, too. Don't forget that. Mean to Harvard. He was a jerk to Harvard. Don't forget that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our friend and yours, from CNN, Lonely Scott.
It's amazing to me. First of all, this guy's the governor of a state, and it has got one of its most important cities burning on his watch, and he's out here launching a presidential campaign. I mean, there's no other way to listen to what happened and not conclude that he just launched his presidential campaign on top of this lawlessness that's going on in California. He governs a failed state. He sits atop of a failed state, and he sits, I guess, at the leadership right now of a political party that's wanting to coddle the illegal invasion of our country that's causing what's happening. It's not particularly controversial for Donald Trump to enforce federal law.
I don't think it's that controversial. Now, we can talk about the Marines or this, that, and the other, but the reality of you're out there blaming everybody else. Even the Riverside County Sheriff, Chad Blanco, came out and said, no, you guys, they failed. They could easily have put this down, but they didn't. They decided not to. And they were told by some people not to do it. And the next thing you know, you've got this disaster going on, and people are running around trying to figure out how to make this thing not a disaster. You played right into everybody's hands. And it's a joke. And you think you're going to run for president on this? This is what's going to get you president? Listen to this MSNBC this morning talking about this, how this is going to help with the middle America.
I really do think what Newsom is trying to do here is to win the middle of the country. And I think it makes a lot of sense to de-emphasize the immigration issue. Immigration is still not a good issue for Democrats. The majority of the American people don't trust the Democratic Party on the immigration issue. So to shift to the excessive use of force does make a lot of sense to me.
You mean they don't trust him? From the 12.5 to 13 million people that walked across, how everybody was lied to about how secure everything. They don't trust him? Like, this is the win for Trump. Every president's going to struggle with the economy, have a good economy. There's going to be fluctuations and stuff because that's just life, the way that things, it's cyclical, the way that things move. You're going to have certain issues here and there that you're going to have to deal with. But the one constant for Trump, the one constant, has always been immigration. When he ran, comes down the elevator, right? The golden elevator, 2015. Yeah, I'm building the wall, right? Like that. It has been a constant, and he wins. And the last 4 years, they showed him why he wins. When you're like, I can't do anything because Congress won't pass a bill, so it'll never get done. Trump comes in, shuts the border immediately. And now here we are. And they're out there going, I think this is going to win with middle America. It is not winning with middle America. And you know what else didn't win? California, LA, you did this to yourself. Karen Bass, you did this to yourself. LAPD, your chiefs and your higher ups in the city council, you did this to yourself. This is Jessica Tisch. She's from the NYPD. We heard yesterday what Adam said about not here, not now. Listen to her about will they cooperate with ICE, but listen what she said about the, how should we say this, ruckus makers.
No, so in New York, we have very strong sanctuary city laws. And as part of those laws, the NYPD's policy and my policy is very clear. We do not engage in civil immigration enforcement, period. We don't know where ICE is in the city. We don't know when they're conducting raids. We don't know where they are conducting raids. Our responsibility is to maintain safety and order on our streets. We will not tolerate people blocking streets, people blocking entrances to buildings, people blocking cars, chaos, violence, or disorder, and we will stamp that out when it appears.
Yeah. You'll stamp it out. Meaning if it starts to happen, you'll put an end to it. If it starts to happen, you won't let it happen. If it starts to rile up, you put a stop to it. It's pretty simple. It's not a hard thing. It isn't. You made it hard. You made it this way. And then you go on television and you basically tell everybody that Donald Trump is evil and bad. Has nothing to do with what is going on the ground. That's why I said earlier, as Nero fiddled, Rome burned. Because you're trying to win an election, first of all, that's 3+ years away. And secondly, that somehow the things that you say here are going to resonate with middle America. It ain't going to happen, brother. It isn't. It shouldn't boggle the mind, but it does. It shouldn't, but it does. Reach out to us across all of our social media. Yes, I know. L.A. County isn't as big as states. I'm talking about the population of L.A. County. That's what I'm talking about, not the size of it.
What is it, about 13 million?
13.5, 14 million. That's pretty big. What are we in Tennessee?
The whole state?
Yeah.
I think the whole state is approaching 7 million.
Yeah. So it's double that size just for the county there. Yeah. That's how big that is. My buddy, he was here, Jim, he was telling me, like people will come and visit you in places like L.A. and they'll say, hey, I'm in L.A. or, I'm in Southern California. We should hang out. And yeah, okay, where are you? And he said, his cousin called him. It's like 75 miles away from him. It's way bigger than you think. So, but, it's just.
Like Nashville would probably fit right in the middle of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's. The whole thing, again, this whole thing about allowing people to do what they want. And, we were talking today on my national show, I had somebody on, we were talking about the size of what's going on there compared to what took place in 92. 92, there were 7,000 fires set in like a 2-day, 3-day period. There were 1,100 full, destructive, completely burned down houses and businesses. There were untold thousands of cars destroyed. This has been mild comparatively to that. But I think a lot of people, because we have social media too. I mean, I couldn't even imagine what social media would have looked like in 92 if we would have had it with all of the chaos going on with that. That would have just been insane. Insane. So how big, so Davidson County, how big is that? Like
population in Davidson County is about 700,000.
Yeah.
But then the whole metro area, I think, is about 2 million.
It's about 2 million. Yeah. Still pretty good side. Still pretty good. No doubt about that.